So hi everyone, my name is Jim Giles. I'm the carbon analyst at GreenBiz, and I'm really happy to have here with me today Richard Jackson, who is the president of Oxy Low Carbon Ventures.
Yeah, great.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, great to be with you. It's been a great event.
And so, you know, Oxy, in the carbon removal world that I work on, Oxy have a special place because they have some of the most innovative programs, which I want to dive into in a minute. But first, just give us a kind of overview of how within Oxy and Oxy Low Carbon Ventures you think about carbon management.
Yeah, sure. I mean, certainly as a core oil and gas company for many years, carbon has been a big part of what we do. We've thought about responsible management of carbon for a long period of time. Elements of what we do around our own operational emissions and even energy efficiency have certainly been a part of what we've done for a long time. We've also managed CO2 in terms of sequestration for over 40 years. We take CO2, and as a process of extracting oil, we sequester a tremendous amount of CO2. And so as we begin to really understand energy changes and transition and thought about climate change, we believed we had a unique opportunity because of that history of managing CO2 to deploy technology and really use our commercial platform to really advance low carbon solutions. And so really we look at technology. We like to look at technology where we can turn that into commercial real projects, both for the climate and for our core business. We look at commercial project development, and that's probably where we play the biggest partnership role with a lot of new technologies where we can scale and deploy these on a global basis. And then through the process, we appreciated partnerships even more. A lot of how we think about how carbon management comes to be, it's really through partnerships, and we created a technical service team that really does just that. We look at where CO2 is created, how can we partner to either utilize it or sequester it. So it's been a lot of fun, great group of people to work with, and certainly a great purpose.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of these investments you're making are coming together in this idea you have, what you call a clean campus. Right. Tell us a bit about what that's going to look like when you've built it.
Yeah, we're very excited again how these technologies and the business models come together. And so when you think about putting together really two core elements, zero emission power and CO2, we've made investments in technology that bring those together. And so one would be zero emission gas power generation. As a company, Net Power, that we're partnered with. We also are co-locating in areas where renewables are a big part of the energy supply. And then using that power to then take industrial sourced emissions and build carbon capture facilities that take emissions and separate the CO2, and then excited about direct air capture. And so carbon engineering and our work with them and deploying now 1 million ton per annum plant in the Permian Basin.
And that's 1 million tons, just to clarify, you're talking about 1 million tons carbon dioxide extracted from the atmosphere and placed where?
And placed in various sources. And this is where the campus really gets exciting, because today we do have the commercial platform and use CO2 to create carbon neutral oil through our enhanced oil recovery process. But we're excited to bring in partners where other CO2 utilization technologies can be, materials and plastics, some of which are core to our business and we can partner, some of which we want to build the campus to attract others. And so utilizing CO2 is a big part of this clean campus, but sequestration opportunities exist as well. The Permian Basin, for example, has many years of storage capability for U.S. emissions as they exist today. And so where we can take that CO2 either from the air or from an emission source, it's really a great way to pull it all together.
And just put that in perspective, because not many people ever think about what a ton of CO2 is, but also, like, as I understand it, the direct air capture capability that we have now is pretty small. It's never even close to 1 million tons, right? So what kind of step up is this?
So 1 million tons is several times more than what we've been able to do today, but I want to paint an even bigger picture for you. Today, we sequester about 18 million tons of CO2 in our operations, and that is the equivalent of over 4 million cars. And so when you look at the ability to not only build our first direct air capture plant, but our hope is many, many more to exceed that total. If we can reach that sort of level, we can offset a tremendous amount of emissions. And the byproduct is build this overall utilization for CO2 and the economy behind that. And so we're very excited about that potential.
Great.
Okay.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.